Right. So after a long day, long day after the bank holiday, I thought today would be the day that we saw the back of Slaven Bilic. No. So I've looked on various media outlets today that seem to be reporting that we're going to give him 5, 6 games um, to try and fix the situation. Now, there's a few things wrong with that for me. The first of which being, I don't imagine that the squad hold him in, I say in quotation marks, as high a regard as they would have done now, knowing that his position is under review. Um, I don't think that's going to sort of breed faith into the squad at all. In addition to that, it was just absolute bemusement to me. And the article that I think got on my nerves the most today was that we appeared to have not only allowed him to continue whilst reviewing his progress, but in addition to that, we seem to have given him full autonomy over the transfer policy, which is why he's coming out today and saying that he doesn't feel that we need any other additions. So, but both of these things can't be accurate. There's either Slaven Bilic is a poor manager because the squad needs no further additions, or Slaven Bilic is a good manager, however the squad aren't quite doing it, so we need more signings. Both of the statements can't be true at the same time, but yet here we are. And I think, again, it's a poor display from the board in terms of being decisive. You know, those two statements, one of them has to be counteracted. You either have to accept the fact that Bilic is a poor manager, sack him, and continue with the squad that you've got. The problem obviously being the manager, replace him, get a new manager in, and then go with the squad that you're deeming to be capable. Or alternatively, you need to sign some more players and establish the fact that the squad isn't good enough and Bilic needs some help. And I just can't fathom the two together. Just today in terms of rumours, you've got Mamadou Sakho reportedly going to Crystal Palace when we've got the defensive issues that we've got. We're not going to bid an extra £5 million for William Carvalho, who looks headed to Monaco. I spoke in my last video about how poor in transition we are and how we need a creative attacking player. That would have been Keita Balde. He's being allowed to go to Monaco as well. And I feel that we're just missing player after player after player after player, which to me either says that the board aren't backing with funds, which, given what they've already done with the likes of Hernandez, Arnautovic, Joe Hart, Zabaleta, all of which would have come in on big wages, relatively big transfer fees, Arnautovic especially. I don't think it's a lack of funding, and I think that the initial bid of 35 million for Carvalho, albeit it's not being good enough, is a statement of intent that they are willing to put funds forward. However, I just can't fathom the fact that he's being allowed to continue. And we're also not gonna sign anybody. That is in effect to me saying there is no problem. Well, there is a problem, and the reason there's a problem is because we've lost the last 3 games, conceding 10 goals in the process against 2 poor sides, and was absolutely humiliated at Old Trafford. And so much so that they're talking about Manchester United going on to win the title, etc. Yeah, they were good, but I mean, we made them look world class that day. I don't even think we got near Pogba at all. And they're saying that we don't need the extra 5 million bid for William Carvalho, who would have eradicated that problem. So I'm just at a loss at the minute as to what the club are trying to do. It doesn't make any sense. And, if anybody has any sort of logic as to what it is they might be doing, then, feel free to comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. But it's just, again, how much longer do we continue along this process? They're saying the position's under review. The position should have been under review midway through last season. The position should have been under review the second that we lost in the Europa League again. The position should have been under review once the realisation come in that Simone Zaza, Jonathan Calleri, etc. weren't good enough, and those were signings auctioned off by Bilic, as I mentioned in my last video. So I just don't understand why we've got to this point, put it under review, and then decided, actually, let's just pause there. Let's just pause there, do absolutely nothing to solve the problem, and continue forward and just see how it's going to go. Because normal points tally for West Ham is anywhere between 40, the bowling season, mid 60 points. So even if you was to take the higher bracket of that, if you were allowing this manager to have the next 6 games, for example, that is potentially 18 points. That is a third of the points total that we're going to have between now and the end of the season, and you're telling me that we can just play with that. We can just play with that time and just allow, Bilic to either completely fizzle out or reach the heights of mediocrity that he's highlighted last season, just about get through on the skin of his teeth. And then we've got to put up with him, presumably till the end of the season, like we did with Avram Grant. And all of the effort that we've done in getting those 4 players in would have been for nothing, because we're not going to move anywhere forward. And it's a real concern that in the actual fact we could end up going backwards to a point that we could be in some serious trouble. As I said in my last video, I'm fearing for the Huddersfield game. Rumours today that Lanzini's injured as well. Apparently he's injured his knee and had to withdraw from the Argentina squad, which again screams out, absolutely screams out for us to go and get an attacking player, someone of the ilk of Keita Balde, and he's allowed to go to Monaco. So I think there's faults on two points here, and I think I was, some people actually have said that I was a little bit light on Bilic in my last video, but certainly now I feel that it's twofold. One, Bilic, if he is going to stay, needs to put his foot down and establish that he needs new players, because the squad isn't doing what it is that, if he's asking them to do anything at all, they're not doing it. And in addition to that, Golden Sullivan, I think, needs to grow a pair and establish the fact that this manager isn't good enough, hasn't been good enough, and won't be good enough to manage West Ham and take us onto this new level that apparently this stadium is supposed to bring us. So, I mean, just a really quick video for this evening. I really hope that you've enjoyed my views. And again, I really encourage you to pop some comments below so we can have some discussion. Please subscribe to my channel. Drop a like on the video. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.